What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about what to expect when you buy a 1999 or a 2004 Mustang. This goes for like GT V6, basically anything in this year Mustang. So yeah, there's a lot to look for when buying one, and there's a lot of things you really need to look out for. And I'm going to give you some advice when you first buy yours on things you should change immediately. So yeah, guys, I'm just going to help you out with your first 2-valve or V6 or Mach 1 or Cobra or GT500. Man, I'm just kidding about the GT500, but could you imagine if Ford made this body style, made a GT500 in this? That would actually be pretty sweet. I don't know why they didn't even think about that. But I want to do this video before boost, because this is a semi-stock car. This is a full bolt-on. So before the supercharger gets installed, I figured I'd do this video. I don't know if it's going to get installed this weekend or next week. I don't know when. I'm taking my time with it. The tuning is going to cost a little bit of money. Speaking of money, if you guys love the channel and you want to support me by helping me make more videos, go ahead and buy my t-shirt right here. It's just a 2-valve. I have 2 t-shirts. There's one that's Reaper GT, and there's just a 2-valve. So yeah, guys, they're very affordable t-shirts, and they're high quality. They are from Teespring, so you know they are good. Derek uses them. A lot of people use Teespring, especially YouTubers. So yeah, guys, I'm going to be putting out more merch as the year goes on. I'm going to come up with more ideas. And guys, I paid to have some of these shirts designed. Like just a 2-valve, I paid to have my car animated. So yeah, I forgot to do his name. I feel bad, but I'll put it right here. I'll put his Instagram, so you guys can check him out. He's a really good graphics designer. But yeah, he's a very good graphics designer, and I highly recommend him. He's good on pricing. I only paid like $25 for the design, but all credits goes to him for this design. So yeah, guys, if you want to help me out, cop a t-shirt. So guys, if you're going to buy a stock Mustang in this year, or just in 99 to 04 in general, you'll not have this hood or bumper. That's not stock. So this car on the exterior is definitely modified, so I'm gonna go over to something that's more stock. These are I believe OEM for the headlights. I don't know, they might not be OEM, but they're very close to OEM. I can't tell. I thought these said Ford on them somewhere. Well, yeah, this is pretty close to OEM. But let's go over to this to my sister's Mustang. So over here, body is basically the same as the GT, except for the cutouts on the bumper. But yeah, the body is pretty much the same as the GT. I have the same side skirts, louvers. I did have the same hood, the same bumper. The headlights are Halo aftermarket headlights, so those won't be stock. But yeah, guys, if you're buying a stock 99 to 04, expect this front end. So, but since these cars are old, there are some things you want to look out for. And if there's nothing wrong with it, I'll show you guys. So if you're like me and you buy a car just to beat on it and have some fun with it, if you have the 99 to 2000, even prior to that, you're going to want to change your intake manifold if it hasn't been changed yet. My intake manifold is full metal, so I have no worries at all of this thing cracking. But if you have a stock one, it's all plastic, no metal at all. And the alternator bracket is not this one. There's a different style one for the 99 to 2000. But basically, if this crossover piece right here is plastic, and you rev at high RPMs and bang off the rev limiter, there's a good chance that you can crack that plastic. It's happened to me twice, and that's why I went with this full metal Typhoon intake. So what happens is, at high RPMs, the alternator tensioner gets so tight, it pulls down the alternator bracket, which pushes down on the intake manifold and causes it to crack, and there's coolant everywhere. And unfortunately, you would not be able to drive the car home. You would have to have it towed. And to fix it also takes a couple of hours, probably like 4 hours minimum of replacing the intake manifold, because you have to take off the fuel rails, you have to take the cool packs. I gotta do all kinds of things, guys, and it's not fun at all. I'm gonna go ahead and shut the hood on this thing because we're done under there. Okay, another thing you guys want to look out for is be careful with this. If you go to switch the hood out or anything, like I did, these things are notorious to crack, especially if they are the stock OEM one that came on the car from factory about 20 years ago. They crack easily. This is a junkyard one that I'm luckily that it's not so brittle yet. It does have a little bit of fade to it. I was going to paint it, but I'm not too worried about it right now. Probably going to buy a carbon fiber one eventually anyways. But yeah, guys, like I could literally go like this. Like, I'm not gonna do it because that might be brittle by now. But if you go like that, it'll just shatter. I mean, it was so sensitive. So guys, keep an eye out for cracks on those. They're not really important, but if you want your car to actually not look hideous, you do want to change this. And you can get them cowl hood vent pieces very, very cheap. You can go to Amazon. The fitment may not be the best on the cheaper ones. I do recommend OEM if you want a good fit and no struggle putting it on. But if you don't care about price and you don't care about too much about fitment, go ahead and go with the cheaper one. And if you go with the manual option, I do recommend this very, very much. I don't even have this yet on my car. So if you have a manual option, look out for the throttle bearing rattle, because with these transmissions and clutches in these cars, the clutch tends to ride the throttle bearing, so it kind of spins on that. If I'm sounding stupid, I apologize, but yeah, so the throttle bearing likes to spin constantly. Even if you're driving, don't have your foot on the clutch at all, it still spins and wears out quick, and eventually you'll start to hear like a ticking under your car. It may sound a little bit like a knock, like a little bit like a rod knock, where some kind of tap under there. But how I find out is when you push in the clutch and it goes away. You guys can probably hear once I start up the car. Hopefully you guys could hear that. Give me my key back. But yeah, hopefully you guys could hear that. It's like a I can't make the noise. I probably sound really stupid, look stupid there, but it makes like a loud clacking noise. And the clutch feels fine. It doesn't slip. It still feels like brand new. We have that annoying sound. So what you want to get to prevent that, or even probably fix it if you already have the rattle, I don't know if it will fix it, to get some pressure off of that throttle bearing. But what you want to do is get a quadrant adjuster with a adjustable clutch cable. I have the quadrant adjuster inside the car, or not in the car, but inside the garage laying. And when I bought and it came with a cable, and the cable was no good, so I have to buy a brand new cable. But I'm gonna do that when the car is torn down with the supercharger. But right now it's rattling like crazy. It's annoying. It's really obnoxious. And another thing with the transmissions, and ignore the buttons. That's nil. But another thing with the transmissions is I do highly recommend the aftermarket shifter, where you can adjust this little bolt here. Because if you guys like to bang gears like me, like these two gears are fine, but like mainly third to fourth, if you bang it too hard, the shifter on a stock shifter pulls back too far and it breaks the shift fork. It's happened to me once. This is my second transmission because the shift fork broke and busted into pieces. So basically, when you're going down, like, you can't even get in fourth at all. You can put in fourth and it feels like it goes in, but as soon as you pop out the clutch, pops right back out. And that's what happened to me. And eventually, I still drove it like that. I just didn't use fourth. But what happened eventually was third went out, and it got really sticky to where you couldn't even pull it out of any gear without jerking it out. It was bad. I had to drive an hour home like that with first, second, and fifth. That is it. So guys, if you don't want to bust your transmission like I did, I do recommend an aftermarket shifter. And since we are in the interior, you will not have this steering wheel, but the stock steering wheels are alright. They're comfortable, but they tend to fade over time. But I do recommend this steering wheel. It's a pretty comfortable steering wheel. But these interiors are very cheaply made. They don't look bad, but like over time, like stuff like this happens. I mean, guys, that is brittle. But the crazy thing is, for one of these vents is like $40 or $49 on LMR or American Muscle, and they are extremely expensive, and that's just for one. So if you have all these busted out, you're gonna be paying some money to replace them, and that, I think the price is a little bit too high. But I don't think that's LMR or American Muscle's fault. I think that's just Ford's fault for overpricing it. It's ridiculous. So I shut the door, and I'm gonna be really hot in here. But yeah, like, these will break. I took this one from a junkyard, but these will break, and these are 40 bucks for a pair. And another thing, guys, when I shut my door, yeah, these little tabs in here and on here tend to break easy, and it's just cheap plastic. I mean, you can find this in a junkyard too, but every time I shut my door, it does this. And I tried gluing in, the glues came undone. So I'm eventually going to get a new door panel and a new piece right here, probably carbon fiber also. But right now I'm not too worried about it. It's just nothing really important. But yeah, guys, it's cheap plastic trim. This isn't too bad up here. It feels almost like real leather, but it's not too bad. And I got to paint those too. Maybe I can do that in a Refresh Reaper episode. But yeah, the interiors are fairly cheap. The seats aren't too bad, but if you're looking for something like luxurious and comfortable, I would not, you know, don't look forward to that in this car unless you do like an S558 interior swap, which has been done before. But yeah, and I got the aftermarket radio too, but like in the 99 to 2000s, it has like a tape player and a CD player at the same time. It's kind of weird. I don't know why they set it up like that. I guess tapes are still a thing in 2000. Oh, and also, when I go through a drive-through car wash, water just pours right here. So guys, the seals are not the best on these cars, especially when they age. Like the seals aren't even in bad shape on this car. The seals are like new steel and it still leaks. I don't get it. And one last thing, guys, if you live up north, this is sometimes a problem for some of these cars. Not all of them. I haven't seen them. Like, I've seen a very few of them with this problem. And unfortunately, mine happens to have this problem. Right along here, underneath this windshield sill, water gets down in there, and it tends to rust it out. So right now, I literally got tape going across it to stop water from going through and soaking up my headliner. Literally, before I taped it, I could literally squeeze this like a sponge and water just drip right out, or pour, not even drip, pour out of it. So guys, that's one thing to look out for when you're buying one of these cars. Yeah, there's a few things to look out for these cars, but not all of them is bad. Mine's not horrible. It's got a few odds and ends, but you're gonna find that in older cars, and every car has their problems. And like I said, with the manual, you definitely want to get a clutch cable and the firewall adjuster. You want to get all that before you end up losing a throwout bearing. Like, you're not going, it's going to run like that for a while. I ran on a bad throwout bearing for like a whole year and it never went out. I've never had a throwout bearing go out on me, but they do get in bad shape, so eventually they would need replaced. But that's one thing to look out also. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it, what to expect for these cars. They're old. If you're looking to get one of these, it's going to be aged. There's going to be brittle plastic pieces on it. Expect a lot of brittle plastic pieces to break on it, like on the plugs or whatever, like the clips. They'll break. You don't know how many of those are broken. When I've unplugged wires and plugged them back in, the things break. That's not important. They usually stay in there if you push them in tight enough, or tape them even. So guys, that's just what to look out for these cars when you're purchasing one. And guys, if you're looking for speed for a 99 to 04 Mustang, the GTs, well, especially the V6s too, but the GTs are kind of a slouch. So if you're looking for major speed, like a freaking GT500, don't expect that from these cars. Or even a 5.0, don't expect it from the 2-valve unless you add some major money into it like I am right now. These cars sound amazing. Like, just the 2-valve stock with like an exhaust on it sounds, they sound good. They're one of the best sounding V8s in my opinion. Like, if you get the Off-Road X-Pipe and Borla Attacks, they sound amazing. Or even Flowmasters, they just sound really good. But yeah, guys, I hope this video helped you out. Let me know if it helped you out any. So yeah, guys, leave a like and a comment, and make sure you hit subscribe, because this supercharger is going to be amazing once it's on there, and you guys don't want to miss that. So come with me on my journey of supercharging the 2-valve and see what this thing can do. Alrighty, guys, like, comment, subscribe, and see you guys later.
Hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide.